Here we go. What it do, ski? It's your boy Failwell34, and today I'm here with my reaction video to Avatar: The Last Airbender. This one is season 1, episode number 16 and number 17. Let's just dive right into this one and see how things are going to ramp up towards the finale. So, as always, if you enjoyed this one, then definitely be sure to smack that like button and subscribe if you have not already. We got to learn a little bit about Sokka's father, Sokka and Katara's father, and he goes on his bullshit. So, anyway, with that being said, let's just dive into this one, guys. Oh, water.
Water.
This one is titled The Deserter.
I bet we'll find something to eat here. The Fire Days Festival. This would be a great place for me to study some real firebenders.
Look at this.
Hey, a poster of me. I have to learn firebending at some point, and this could be my only chance to watch some masters up close.
You want to walk into a Fire Nation town?
We'll wear disguises, and if it looks like trouble, we'll leave.
Whose man's is this?
You guys stay out of sight here while we go to the festival.
Good cover, Appa. They've been benched. All right, we got a black coat. We got another black coat, and we've got...
It's like you're a whole different person.
Let's go.
Really, Aang? Reminder, they have very minimal resources, right? Half the time, each episode starts off with them struggling to find food, right?
Where are we gonna get masks like that?
Get your genuine Fire Festival masks here. No one can surprise the Fire Lord.
Propaganda.
For my next trick,
We're gonna kill the Avatar.
How about you, little lady?
don't worry, young maiden. Breaking!
Aang, don't blow wind. Oh, they'll think it's magic.
You trying to upstage me, kid? That kid's the Avatar.
I think it's time to go.
Follow me. I can get you out of here.
First, he wants to stop our nation and our festival. Oh, what a tool.
I hope we can really hear that bison whistle.
This
Now
way.
he's sleeping.
Appa, down here!
Is it just me or does the animation on this episode seem choppier than normal? I don't know if they're like cutting corners to save for
Nice touch
bigger
setting off
episodes.
the fireworks.
You're a Fire Nation soldier.
Was. My name's Che.
Fire
Living
Lord?
legend, Zhang the Deserter. But he couldn't take the madness anymore. He's the first person ever to leave the army and live. I'm the second, but you don't get to be a legend for that.
You mean there's a firebender out here who's not with the Fire Lord? We've got to go see
Bet!
him.
And he's the perfect person to train the Avatar. That's why I followed you into the festival.
Look, thanks for the help.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, fam. I got.
You know these guys?
Oh yeah, Lin Yi's an old buddy.
Is that where Zhang is? I need to talk to him right away.
Great man, great man.
We also said he's crazy.
So the Avatar was here, and you let him slip away.
But other than that, the festival went off without a hitch.
We're going after the Avatar.
Oh, that's new.
He says you're not ready. Says you haven't mastered waterbending and earthbending yet.
How does he know that? I'm going in anyway.
There's no one there. He is Zhang.
Get out.
I'm the Avatar. It's my destiny to...
Destiny? What would a boy know of destiny? To master the bending disciplines, you must first master discipline itself. Before learning fire bending, you must learn water and earth. Water is cool and soothing. Fire is
Unstable.
alive. It
It's
breathes.
fury.
It grows. You are too weak.
Damn, he said he's wasting a little too much time.
I have mastered the elements 1,000 times in 1,000 lifetimes. Now, I must do it once again. You will teach the Avatar.
I will teach you.
Not
Really?
yet, though.
That's great.
Okay, never mind then.
Widen your stance. Wider. Bend your knees. Feel the heat of the sun.
So when do I get to make some fire?
Concentrate.
Rappers in the studio?
That is why you must master proper breath control.
You brought me up here to
Gotcha.
breathe?
Good. Keep going. What are you doing here? I did not tell you to stop.
I've been breathing for hours. I want to know how to shoot fire out of my fingertips.
See, Aang wants an instant gratification, Aang. Sometimes you gotta... Delayed results means you're on the right path.
He was only concerned with the power of fire.
And he
How
was
he
the
could
Fire
use it to
Lord.
destroy. Learn restraint. or risk destroying yourself and everything you love.
It's true though. Aang does gotta master the other elements just now.
I thought about what you said. All he does is leave me alone for hours to concentrate or breathe.
Here we go.
I did it! I made fire!
Look, careful!
Ah! Now that's firebending.
Aang, you'll hurt yourself.
He's playing with fire.
Ah! Katara!
What did you do?
It was an accident.
I told you we shouldn't mess around with this.
Oh shit. You try skipping steps, fam. That's what happens. Ah, fuck. I thought we don't have no regenerative abilities like that. Excuse me?
You have healing abilities.
Wait, what?
Go get your friends and flee.
Okay, here we go.
My old teacher gave up fighting a long time ago.
Yeah, it was him.
Zhang tried to tell me that I wasn't ready. I wouldn't listen.
Zhao and his soldiers are attacking.
Where?
By the river. They captured Zhang.
I think I can handle a child.
I have never seen such raw power.
It's a trick. He's run off into the woods.
Ooh, let's go. Let's go, eh?
They'll make anyone an admiral these days. I'm Admiral Zhao. I don't know why, but I thought you'd be better than Zuko.
Oh no!
Very sloppy.
That was kind of rude.
You haven't thrown a single blow.
No, but you have.
Aang, come on, let's go.
Where's Zhang?
He disappeared. They all did.
Let me help you.
So confirmed, she can just heal anytime now. Talk about a buff.
Wow, that
Alright, this one's called the Northern Air Temple. Oh shit.
A member of a secret group of airwalkers who laugh at gravity.
Is that how it was back then?
I laugh at gravity all the time. Gravity.
Jingle, jingle.
About that.
Sorry.
Must have been 100 years ago your great-grandpa met them.
Great grandpappy saw the airwalkers last week.
Do you think we'll really find airbenders?
You want me to be like you or totally honest?
Are you saying I'm a liar?
Look at this!
Oh no, shit's moving.
They really are airbenders.
No, they're earthbenders who are using the
No,
mechanic.
they're not. You can tell by the way they move. They're not airbending. People have no spirit.
He said they're foo-foo. I wonder if we're gonna actually end up like connecting back to all these little small villages and people that we end up meeting, or is just meant to just give us a more full feeling of the world. Now that everything has to connect back to something, I thought the last episode actually did a pretty good job of giving Zhao some interesting backstory and connecting back to Aang having to learn all the firebending abilities eventually. But I guess we also get to see just how the Fire Nation has impacted all these different groups of people in various ways as we're going throughout this season, right?
But here's a good one.
They get a smiley face or something?
You must be the Avatar. That's amazing. I've heard stories about you. Wait until you see the other stuff my dad designed.
Well, who's his pops? Damn, they industrialized this whole place?
I think he's a little shocked it's so different.
It's nice to see at least one part of the temple that isn't ruined.
I don't speak too soon.
What the doodle? Don't you know enough to stay away from construction sites?
You just destroyed something sacred. This whole place stinks.
That was pretty inconsiderate, eh?
My people became refugees after a terrible flood. Everywhere, pictures of flying people, but empty, nobody home. Then I came across these fan-like contraptions. Build a new life for my son in the air. Then everyone would be on equal ground. We're just in the process of improving upon what's already here. And after all, isn't that what nature does? Come, the pulley system must be oiled before dark.
Wait, how can you tell the time from that thing?
I just can't get over it. There's not a single thing that's the same.
I don't know about that. There is one part of the temple that hasn't changed at all.
It's just like the one in the other air temple.
Only an airbender can open it, just the way the monks left it. I've always wondered what it was like in there.
This is the last part of the temple that's the same as it was.
Not
I
let you
want it to
corrupt
stay that way.
I just wanted you to know it was here.
Thanks.
It's filled to the brim with natural gas. Unfortunately, I was carrying a torch at the time. Nearly blew myself and the whole place even more sky high. From time to time, we have gas leaks, and they're nearly impossible to find. Till I figure out how to locate something I can't see, hear, smell, or touch.
They got a Community Season 4 on their hands.
Are you ready?
No.
No. I'm good. Some things I'd rather just watch other people do, you know?
Even though Teo's not an airbender, he really does have the spirit of one. What if I land over...
Alright, survey says.
How can something that's so small you can't even see it make such a big stink? If we put a whole mess of rotten eggs in the cellar where the gas seeps up, then if there's a leak...
You smell rotten eggs. You don't understand.
You're making weapons for the Fire Nation.
Dog.
They were going to destroy everything, burn it to the ground. They asked what I had to offer. I offered my services. If I don't give them what they want, they will destroy this place. Right this way.
Uh-oh.
The deal's off. Get out of here.
The disrespect. Yeah, they're just gonna come back. You gotta keep it moving, Aang.
We have something they don't. Air power. We can win.
I want to help. This boy's a genius.
Thank you. You're a genius.
Thank you.
But once you did, it just kept going. A lid is actually the answer. If you control the hot air, you control the war balloon.
They're coming.
Alright, here we go. Sound like a soccer stadium. What the hell? There's a full-on assault going here. Oh. Hello? Yo, what is up with their arsenal right here? This is some pretty advanced technology in comparison to everybody else.
Those things are unstoppable.
I remember my dad tinkering with the counterbalancing system. Something to do with water.
Water? Can you get me close to one?
Ooh, this is not some of the show's best animation. She hasn't even got eyes. Oh my god.
We're out of bombs.
Come on, Sokka. Where's that war balloon?
That was the last one.
Wait a second. You smell that?
Rotten eggs.
You're gonna go for the play?
What are you doing? That's our fuel source.
It's the only bomb we've got.
Look, they're retreating. You know what? I'm really glad you guys all live here now. Maybe you weren't born here, but you found this empty shell and made it your home.
You were right about air power. As long as we've got the skies, we'll have the Fire Nation on the run.
This defeat is the gateway to many victories.
Great, now they got the balloon power. Here we go. And that was my reaction video to Avatar: The Last Airbender Season 1, Episode number 16, and Season 1, Episode number 17 here. So, these are two episodes where I found some of the ideas that they brought forth pretty interesting here. Getting to see, for example, in Episode 16, the Fire Nation, but more about their culture and, you know, people who aren't necessarily the soldiers. Learning, you know, a little bit more in-depth about the fire outside of being just a warrior, but learning about the actual element itself, and how and why Aang just can't skip steps and learn it. You know, I thought those are some of the more intriguing elements to this episode. Maybe not like the most reaction worthy. So most of my comments are really at the end of this episode if I didn't really talk too much between the both of them. Yeah, so just speaking about the deserter, obviously we had the idea like going full force about there's this crazy guy who's very skilled firebending and Aang wants to get him to teach him. And I kind of get his perspective because it's like, look, he's the Avatar. His entire nation is probably going to be the hardest skill for him to learn. And, you know, getting somebody who's very high skilled at that and also doesn't want to kill you, it's very slim chances of finding many people like that, so I can see why Aang wants to cling on to this guy. But I totally didn't expect Roku just to pop up out of nowhere and be like,
yo fam, by the way, let him learn it.
Like, I love we just sort of put him on pause. The guy's like, oh, if Roku's saying it, then I gotta. The way it came across was like, no, teach him firebending right now because, you know, I'm OP or whatever because I say so. By the end of it, Aang still gets a message like, no, I have to follow the steps of Earth. Of water, earth, then fire, just so so basically discipline. I can't just skip steps, and I think it just came across a little off, but I think that's what Roku was trying to get him to learn. So I like that element to this episode. I think JJ was a pretty cool character too here. I like how they elaborated on the idea of fire. It is a dope bending skill, and I like getting to learn a little bit more about the techniques of the fire bending. Like it's about the breathing, and lastly, it was nice to see that you know the Admiral was involved with this episode too, and that I was actually his master. I thought that was a nice little touch, you know, tying in the story here ever so slightly, because he is one of the main players for this series so far, and at least within the Fire Nation camp. He's like mid tier, I guess, in terms of his involvement. He's like the second or third higher up, right? So after he learned his lesson, to, you know, he was getting his quip game on, you know, reminded me of Spider-Man a little bit, and was just toying with him the entire time. Because clearly, you know, the Admiral he has a short temper. It was a cool sequence of Aang, you know, tricking him, but for him to literally burn all of his fleet, I don't know about that one. I don't know if I bought into that entirely, and I actually think out of all the action beats that we've done here so far, that was probably one of my least favorite ones so far. Although I get the idea that they're going for like Aang using his lesson against him, right? The follow-up episode number 17 here. Man, not gentrification. I was gonna say gentrification's a bitch, but you know, Aang was really having some issues with his culture getting bodied. And on one hand, I can understand, you know, them not preserving it and all that too. But you know, it's been 100 years. New cultures are introduced and new inventions. It's like, what do we advance to make new things out of the old culture, old buildings, old purposes? How far do we go with them? So I think that was an interesting idea that was brought up this episode. I like the idea of the mechanic here and the spirit of airbending. I thought those were all cool elements that were explored this episode. And there was quite a few things going on here, right? We had, you know, the old culture versus new culture, you know, improvement versus preserving. Fire Nation episodes where we got to see them in multiple different facets. I think the first episode we got to see, yes, like the regular, you know, citizens who are just living their everyday lives as people in the Fire Nation who aren't necessarily soldiers and whatnot. In the second episode, we got to see a little bit more of their arsenal. Once we got to see those tanks, you know, I think having that sort of a bending ability gives them some more leeway to have some more advanced technology, especially when it comes to militarization, right? They had full-on tanks. And by the end of that episode, there was also the big reveal that figured out apparently air travel now. This wasn't anything, I'm guessing wasn't anything that they were able to do before, because they were pretty shocked. Yeah, and there's like, they're throwing out bombs, you know, it felt like a proper battle sequence. Compared to, you know, them just using their elements and like 1v1ing on the street corner, whatever it is. Right? As a whole, though, I don't know if these two episodes stand out to me, but I definitely, thinking about it more, there are some intriguing elements that they're pushing forth. Yeah, I don't know. It was just me, or is the animation like slightly choppier than some of the other episodes? It's something too that I noticed. I didn't love either was how all of a sudden, once it was convenient, but I guess it makes sense about water being able to heal, is Katara just used that like last second, almost took away the impact of that burn. Some interesting ideas I think brought up in both episodes 16 and 17, and I think in just the larger world building sense. I think it gave us a nicer idea of what's going on. That was Avatar: The Last Airbender, season 1 episode 16 and season 1 episode number 17. What'd you think about this one? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. That being said, we only got 3 more episodes left until we're done with season 1, so I'm gonna try and get these up as soon as possible and on to season 2. So as always, if you enjoyed this video, then definitely be sure to smack that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. But with that being said, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.